The free application for Federal Student Aid, or FAFSA, is used to apply for financial aid to help students pay for college and college-related expenses. The FAFSA can be filled out and submitted at www.fafsa.gov, or you can download the My Student Aid app to complete it there. The FAFSA determines if you'll need parental information, such as your parents' marital status and tax filing information. If you're at least 24 years old or married, you will not need parental information. However, if you're a high school student or recently graduated, chances are you will need information from your parents. The FAFSA has a section that determines if parental information is needed. First things first, it's best to have an FSA ID, which is your username and password when you fill out the FAFSA. That will be used to electronically sign the FAFSA and transfer some tax information from the IRS. It can also be used later to access your federal student aid records. You can create your FSA ID from the FAFSA. If parental information is needed, at least one of your parents will also need an FSA ID. Parents can create the FSA ID here as well.
Hello, this is Stephanie McNeil, your Director of Financial Aid from Livingstone College. Livingstone College school code is 002942.
The FAFSA will tell you which year's tax information to use. Depending on your parents' tax filing status, they may be able to use the IRS data retrieval tool. This will allow some tax data to transfer from the IRS to the FAFSA, making this process much smoother and easier. The FAFSA will direct you to the IRS, but remember, the parent must have an FSA ID. If he or she doesn't have an FSA ID, they can create one here. If an FSA ID cannot be created, the information must be manually entered. Please note that your address must match the address used when their taxes were filed. From the IRS site, simply click on the Submit button. The next screen will show data that will be copied into your FAFSA. From here, check the Transfer My Tax Information box. Then, click on the Transfer Now button. Next, the Parental Financial Information section has tax information that is transferred from the IRS and additional information that must be entered, like the separate amount earned by each parent if parents who are married filed a joint return. There are additional questions about taxed and untaxed income that must be answered. Remember, if you're not sure how to answer, click the question mark near the end of the question. Additional questions may be asked, like total current balance of cash, checking, and savings accounts, and the net worth of any real property, excluding the home you're living in, and business. Read each question carefully. Next is student tax information and student financial information. This is where the student enters federal tax information if he or she worked and filed taxes. This is similar to the parent's tax information. Next up is the question about school selection. This is where you'll select the colleges that you're considering attending. Returning college students, make sure you enter the college that you're returning to. You can select up to 10 colleges when you first submit the FAFSA. Later, if you need to add more, you can do so by going back to your saved FAFSA. Complete the FAFSA as soon as possible. Never pay to have your FAFSA submitted. It's free. If you have special circumstances, talk with someone from your school or from a college, even if that college is different from the one you plan to attend. Check your email and postal mail daily, or 2 times a day. Respond to any request you get as soon as possible. If you have any questions, seek answers. For more information on completing the FAFSA and other financial aid information, go to www.studentaid.gov.